she'll be watching it later tonight. I want to call the school committee meeting to order at 5 p.m. I'll stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Ware or Rogers, would you take roll?
Here.
Holly Marcus.
Here.
Kathy Alevras.
Here.
Diana Coyne.
Here.
Bob Mancini.
Here.
Mayor Reichelt.
Here. So this meeting is just to announce the finalists and get the school committee's approval for superintendent finalists, and then talk about next steps in the process. So just a reminder for folks at home, it was 4 or 5 months ago, we hired MASC to partner with us to do the search process. Through that, we asked for volunteers from the school committee, both Ms. Thompson and Marcus volunteered to co-chair the superintendent search committee. We had a group of 13 community members, kind of a cross-section of the community, all volunteers, to work with MASC to review the applications that came in, conduct initial as finalists for us. I will kind of turn it over to our two co-chairs to talk us through next steps, and then I'll entertain a vote.
So I'm going to begin with just saying on behalf of Kira and myself, as the school committee representatives and co-chairs of the superintendent search committee, we would like to thank the members of the search committee for their commitment to the process, their diligence in reviewing applications, their thoughtful work in creating interview questions, and their thoroughness and professionalism throughout the process. It was truly an honor to work alongside these parents, community members and representatives, administrators and teachers who are deeply committed and dedicated to selecting the best possible finalists.
Okay, and we'll announce the finalists. The search committee has selected the following candidates to move forward in no particular order. Dr. Marcus Ware, he's the current Executive Director of Strategic Initiatives in Windham, Connecticut Public Schools, and he has been employed by the Windham Public Schools since 2018. Stefania Rochella, current Chief Instructional Officer for the Springfield Public Schools, and she's been employed since in the Springfield Public Schools in various capacities since 1999. Thomas Landers, current principal of the Longmeadow High School, and has been employed in the Longmeadow Public Schools since 2005. Our MASC search consultant, Liz LaFond, will provide the school committee with complete copies of the candidates' applications. It is important to remember that only the resume is public information. All other application materials are considered personal records and as such are not public documents. Please do not share the materials with anyone.
So as this process unfolds, we have set aside Wednesday through Friday, February 8th, 9th, and 10th as dates for school committee members to visit each candidate's district. While school committee members are in the candidate's district, the candidate will be invited to spend the day in our district. On that day, Mayor Reichelt will escort the candidate on visits to various schools and administrative offices, and the day will conclude with a meet and greet for parents, staff, and community members. The final interviews will be conducted on Tuesday, February 14th. Monday, February 13th will be reserved for an inclement weather site visit day, and Wednesday, February 15th will be reserved as an inclement weather final interview date. Liz LaFond will contact the candidates and coordinate the visitation dates. All information regarding the site visits and final interviews will be posted on the district website.
And just following up on that too, volunteers for visiting, you don't have to do it tonight, just let me know if you're interested. Volunteers on going to the districts to visit them, and then as well if you want to join me for the tours here as well, just let me know, whatever works for all of you. And I did talk to Attorney O'Brien. She's looking into it, but we'll likely have to post, if there's a quorum, we'll just post those as meetings, and we'll have minutes and everything to follow as well. With that, I'll entertain a motion, or any questions before we entertain a motion? Yep, Ms. Levers.
You said you were going to take them to different schools. Will the community, like in the past, I know the community had an option to meet with the candidates as well?
Yeah. There will be a meet and greet at the end of the visits. And,
okay.
You know, to conclude the candidate's day here, there will be a meet and greet set up.
So I'm thinking of doing in the morning do kind of a coffee and donuts or coffee and bagels maybe, kind of staff opportunity to meet if you want to join for that. Bean, you're more than welcome. Opportunity for town staff and school staff that are here, because I know you've heard me harp on it many times. It's important for the relationship to continue between the schools and the town. And then tour the schools, and at the end, we can do a meet and greet for the community. And then we'll do the,
And that'll be advertised so people have the opportunity?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
And I would say that we would advertise and encourage people to come to the meet and greets, because I think we would value any feedback our community might have in regards to their thoughts on our finalist candidates.
Yeah, I would say once MASC lets us know what days work for what
For who,
candidates,
right.
we'll put it out and we'll put it in the record as well. I'll do a video and everything else, just to let folks know what's going on. All right, with that, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve Dr. Marcus Ware, Stefania Rochella, and Thomas Landers as the final candidates for the West Springfield superintendent position.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, by a show of hands, all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. So we just covered basically next steps in the superintendent search as well, but just as a reminder, we're going to look towards February 8th, 9th, and 10th. It's a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, to trade off visits. School committee members will go to candidates' districts, and the candidates will come to our district, join a tour of myself and any other members that would like to join, followed by a meet and greet. And then Tuesday, our regularly scheduled Tuesday, the 14th meeting, will be interviews. We'll interview all three candidates that night. And then you said, in case we get snow, though, it looks like hopefully the weather stays the way it is, and that won't be an issue. The 15th will be reserved as a backup night. And then questions, the actual questions. What's that process going to look like?
So our plan was to further discuss it at our school committee meeting and our workshop meeting.
Okay.
But Liz LaFond will oversee that process with us.
Okay. All right. With that, any other? Yeah, Ms. Letter.
Will a representative from MASC be at our workshop?
She's got so many different workshops going on because of all the candidates.
Yeah, we could see that one. That could be a Zoom one. If they wanted to zoom in on it, because I have to, we're going to meet in my conference room, so we could, if
And
they
part-
want to zoom in, yeah.
And part of the process will be that she will send potential interview questions to everybody to look over. They could select questions, they could submit their own questions. They would be submitted to her, and then a representative group from the school committee, it could be Kira and I, it could be the chair and co-chair, can review the questions and select the finalist questions. But
So sort of like what we did for the business manager, since that was the most recent. We just had that, yeah.
Correct, I agree with you, Mayor, and it gave us an opportunity to each, the business manager, get a couple questions asked by every school committee member. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, and it will give us an opportunity to kind of refine them individually and just,
And I think she's just, the plan for her to send out sample questions is just to give you a frame of reference
Yeah,
as these are
that's
potential
fine,
questions.
yeah.
That does not mean that needs to be, that any of the questions that you decide upon, or that we decide upon, do not necessarily have to come from that list. You may have a question that is very personal to your thoughts on the West Springfield superintendent finalist, so.
cool. All right, any other questions on process? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Without objection, we are adjourned. Just a reminder for the community, our next meeting is the 24th, next Tuesday workshop. And then our next regularly scheduled meeting will be in this auditorium on the 14th, pending no snow. Thank you. Good night.